OM Gemini. What's up, you guys? I had to say OMG because the support you guys showed on the last reading was incredible. Like 4,000 views. Who do you guys think you are? Oh my goodness, I never would have imagined in my wildest dreams that this little YouTube channel would get 4,000 views on one reading. So thank you for all your support. And I'm so glad you guys are checking these out and really enjoying them. And for all your comments. The comments mean the world to me. I'm not looking to get up in your purse for private readings. I don't want any. Just knowing that our messages are being shared and that these readings are resonating and helping is more than enough for me. So, Gemini, welcome to your May general reading. For all of Gemini, people under the influence of Gemini, you know, everybody, go check your sun and your rising and your moon and your ascendant signs, right? If you're under the influence of Gemini, you're smart. You're already here. So thank you for being here and sharing this moment in space and time with me. I hope you're all in a place of abundance, a warmth, comfort, and surrounded by people who you share your love with. That's very important. If not, we're going to be looking for energies from tarot for Gemini that are healing energies, revealing hidden messages and stuck energies that we can help alleviate. So, as I set my intention on wishing you well, I want you to set your intention for this reading, and let's look at the overall energy. Oh my goodness, we got Ace of Swords up in overall energy. And ain't that the bee's knees? So, the Ace of Swords is like a beacon of truth. Of this Ace of Swords is realization. Ace of Swords is coming to a place of certainty about something, and it's mental clarity more so than anything. The Ace of Swords reminds us of the true nature of what this suit is all about, that the swords reflect our mental ongoings, the words that come out of our mouth, how we interpreted messages that we hear. All these stuff goes on up in the mind, and even in the subconscious level, right? This stuff occurs, right? And the subconscious directs us spiritually and intuitively just as much as our spirit or our emotions or anything else. So sometimes people say, well, swords and mental, it's a drawback. It's a, but no, when we look at it, the overall encompassing area of the mind, it's a very powerful, it's a very useful tool and direction to go. As well, swords, for you guys, that is your sign. So the feeling I have for this is, Gemini, a lot of you maybe have made the resolve that you're going to start something new, or that you're going to finally put ideas into motion, or that you have clearly made up your minds regarding any query, any situation, any person, or any something that where doubt may have been plaguing you before. We're putting an end to doubt with this Ace of Swords. So let's leave Ace of Swords over there, and we'll relate back to that as we plow through the seven major areas of life, or seven chakras. For those of you new to the channel, this spread looks at the seven chakras, or energy centers. And not that we can do any, like, we have complete control over our energy centers and our chakras. A lot of us are learning, a lot of us are, progressing. None of us are really truly masters at it. And it's not like these cards are saying, like, this chakra is bad or good or anything. It's just saying that, for me as a reader, it intuitively directs me to what energies, what areas of life can we apply these messages to. So just a little bit of a clarifier. I don't know, for some reason I felt the need to sort of disclaim it or put it out there. First card up, down here in the root chakra, areas of day-to-day living, our health, our digestion, those sort of energies, we've pulled Page of Cups. So, two ways we can look at core cards. First of all, as an external person in our environment. On a day-to-day level, some of you may be dealing with some younger people that have a lot of water in their charts, a lot of Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer in their natal charts. And the Page of Cups is usually somebody that's progressing through learning something, learning about themselves, learning about how they feel about situations. So if you are dealing with this person, the suggestion is that you may have to be patient with certain people that are being overly emotional in May, Gemini, whereas you might just want to sort of get to the point, get in and out on something. Somebody that you may be teamed up with is kind of wanting you to take a longer look, or may have doubt, may have feeling, and that's kind of balancing, your clarity. You may find that the energies around you is kind of wanting you to be a little bit more touchy-feeling on certain things, especially if the message is coming through a person. This Page of Cups, it doesn't always mean a young and inexperienced person, but even if it is, usually we have to like kind of go above and beyond to see the hidden messages that a younger or an inexperienced person sometimes wants to give us, and sometimes is very meaningful to us, whether or not they are aware of it or not. Maybe we just see them as somebody like, oh, I wish they'd get their act together, or I wish they had a bit more maturity, but they're almost wanting you to reflect for a moment, take a look and see what they're, if you can see what they're struggling with, may bring you greater clarity on something that you may have forgotten or that had occurred in the past, or something that you may be able to add to your repertoire of understanding or skills. Okay, if we want to internalize Page of Cups, this could be you guys kind of with that decision that you've made on which way to go. Some of you find you could be following your heart, or that you're deciding how much emotion to put forward into situations which may or may not be serving you at present time on a day-to-day level. If someone's not giving you the time of day, you may be deciding to take your power back in and say, well, I'm not going to put myself as out there for this person, or keep a clear schedule if half the time they're not wanting to make time for me, that sort of thing, okay? With Page of Cups and emotions, right? All right. So some of you may receive messages from people you haven't heard from for a long time. Page of Cups to me always seems to me like there's a larger passage of time that goes on with this card, and then there's new communication. So no matter, regardless of its position in the spread, the Page of Cups can indicate that. Okay. Moving up one chakra to sacral energy, which is our creative center, we've got Nine of Swords reversed. So good to see this energy in reverse. The feeling is that some of you definitely are starting these new mental cycles. It's really good energy. You guys are finally just to say, F it, I'm done thinking about it. I'm done giving it my power. I'm done giving it time, thought. I'm allowing, it has, whatever it is, that old David Bowie movie, that Labyrinth, where she gets to the big old bad guy at the end and she says, you have no power over me. And it's true, because everything, it was just a dream. It was all in her mind. It was all construed from the very beginning. I'm not sorry for the movie references if you haven't seen it, but the point I'm trying to make is that whatever that is that you got over, you finally decided that's it. I'm not giving it any more dominion over my life, over my thoughts, because it's taking away time and energy from me, and it hasn't allowed me to be creative. It hasn't allowed me to be the resourceful person that I typically am. So if this hasn't happened by the time you're viewing this, Gemini, the message is to go ahead and do that. Tell whatever it is that's bothering you, you have no power over me. This has no power over me. This can't bring me down. And if it is, then you're doing it, and you are going to quickly come to that resolve that it is. It's not dependent on anything else other than your ability to step forward, step through the house of mirrors, as it were. Okay? So Nine of Swords. And what this is in relation to, we have yet to see what's coming up in heart, and this just so apply it to your own reading. If something been dogging you, don't let it dog you anymore, right? Kind of thing, or you're putting it to bed. So a lot of you, the natural tendency will be to move through it at some point in May, hopefully sooner rather than later. Now, up in our solar plexus chakra, which reflects our intuition, our gut instinct, those things. And again, back to health, how we feel, our self-control, our willpower. That's what is up in this area. We have a Knight of Pentacles reversed. So this situation here, we want to look another court card here. Some Gemini may be dealing with what I feel could be older children that are maybe a little delayed getting out of the nest, or maybe they have left the nest and they could be asking you for more resources. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody that is struggling with money. And when it's reversed, it's definite. This is somebody that is struggling financially. And this person could be relying on you when it comes up in good gut instinct. And unfortunately, on a compassionate level, I have to say that this person might not even be eating properly. This person might not even be wondering where the next meal is coming from, kind of thing. So my heart really goes out to you when I see Knight of Pentacles reversed. It's kind of like, it's hard to determine whether or not this person is the cause of their own financial woes. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But with a Knight, it's just showing that, there's more money going out than what's coming in, and there's an inability to like move forward, or someone is trying to move forward too quick. They're wasting their resources when really they haven't gained any traction. They haven't moved forward at all. So apply it to your situation. If we want to look externally, this could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn that you could be dealing with. Somebody kind of in midlife. This could indicate midlife crisis for some people that have a lot of earth in their energy. But more so, I feel that this might be directly related to children, and this more somebody is like maybe relying on you for resources, or a situation where if you're a younger viewer, you may need to call out to somebody that could help you, even if there is a little bit. I'm just going to ask for some more healing energy, some more guidance on this Nine of Pentacles reverse up in a solar plexus. That's a tricky one to see into, ladies and germs. It is kind of like, wow, what do we have going on here that's causing this? All right, I just like these little Lenormand cards for an intuitive sense. All right, and this card is the Sun card, and this card to me indicates the passages of time and ascension. So, we did not really talk about the internal aspects of Knight of Pentacles either on an esoteric level, so it's a good reminder to look at this too. For some people, I definitely feel that this situation is regarding unemployment. This in terms of finding a job, being able to start something new, get off of certain assistances. It could be really weighing heavy, or just knowing that you've got to do that. And as well, with this Sun card, this as well, looking at Gemini, you may feel that division that's kind of common in your sign, where it's like, earthly things are like, you may find yourself really like attached to certain earthly things, where it's like spirit is kind of calling, saying, you can't let money, you can't let possessions have dominion over how you feel, whether that's loss of possessions, lack of possessions, anything like that, because it's like there's a block in this ascension process. It's like you're stuck on the 7th floor, right? And that we're going up to like 9th, 10th, 11D, right? But you can't quite get there because, everybody has their day-to-day stuff that they have to face, whatever that may be. Okay. I'm still not confident in that Knight of Pentacles and that clarifier. Tarot, why is Knight of Pentacles up in the... Okay, we got Eight of Swords. Okay, this is saying I was on the right track. Eight of Swords. Somebody feeling trapped. Somebody feeling that they were not... That they may be too bound by the aesthetic, the earthly things around them, and now they're longing out for spiritual ascension, where Spirit is saying, okay, we need to maybe let go. For mature viewers, this could be like... Some of you may be living in a big house, realizing, okay, it might be time to downsize. It might be time to shed bulky possessions, liquidate assets, things of that nature, to free yourself up for maybe some worldly travel, things of that nature. But it's hard to let go. Mementos, things that, bring you or make you think of times gone by, that sort of thing. I could talk all day. We could go on a tangent about Knight of Pentacles reverse. Sorry, guys, a tricky one for me to see into. Apply it to your situation, all right? I'll make no bones about it. I'm not perfect. Nobody, and any reader out there that says that they are, you gotta wonder, okay? Let's see what's up in the Heart of Hearts. Queen of Cups. My goodness, we have got core cards all over the map. It's going to be a busy time for interacting with other people throughout this month, Gemini. You can look at, you've got now back to the water signs here. So you may, and this here as well, this feeling that I have here is that some of you may be feeling like very emotional. You may be feeling very connected to an idea, to a situation, or to a person where it's almost like emotionally you were drained, but mentally you're saying enough is enough. F it. I've had it with so-and-so. I've had it with this person or people or whatever this situation may be. I've had it with them, and we've got this huge outpouring of emotion. There's depleted emotional energy across the map. You may be even like somebody's driving you to drink. Somebody's driving you to just want to say, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to have another drink of wine, that kind of thing. But on the mental level, here that, it is the way you're feeling about a situation. You have power to rectify. You have the power to move on from this. All right. Now, with Queen of Cups reversed up in the Heart of Hearts, The feeling is that emotionally you could have risk, you could have potential to be up, and I use the word upset in my readings, and the reason I do is because it's a general ass reading. Upset could mean you could blow your fuse, you could have a high temper, you could break down and cry in sadness or sorrow or emotion, right? This is what I'm saying. An upset cup, emotionals pouring over, running out, flowing out, just because you've had it. Enough is enough, right? And that's fine. If a great big emotional release is what it takes in order for the mind to say, okay, F it, we've had enough, then let's get it out. Let's get these tears out. Let's get the Kleenex box out. Let's blow our nose a few dozen times till the darn thing is red, and then we can move on, whatever it may be. So it's kind of like acceptance, emotional release, clear understanding. Okay? That's what I've got from these cards so far, Gemini. Up in our communication center, we've got King of Swords now. Now look at this. This is like the heart versus the mind. We've got, our mind is like, okay, we're gonna stop sending these signals into our emotional centers, into our feeling, right? Emotional, when we are upset, it depletes our energy. But these cards are saying here is that if we find someone, if we have a friend that's a good listener or somebody that has really experienced or matured or been in these situations before, we can really get a lot off our chest, and they can look at our problems analytically, and maybe somebody will give you just this message, this King of Swords. Maybe it's a fellow Gemini or another air sign, someone in Aquarius that you can talk to that's just going to be like, you know what, I've been there before. You know what? I did this and this, and this person responded or cut and ran from my life. But whatever it was, at the end of the day, I was able to move forward because I stopped letting my heart just kind of run my life, so to speak. Because when we're emotional, sometimes we give our power away to situations and to other people, that when our heart is open, we don't want to see the truth. We don't want to see exactly what it is that this person has done or that this person has done, because it leads us into this energy where it's like keeping us up at night. So we blind ourselves to it, and they say, well, oh my God, I'm so in love. It doesn't matter. This person is never there, treats me like crap. I love this person. But at some point you got to say, all right, in a practical sense, are we pouring all our resources into something that we are just wishing? And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If this is you, Gemini, I will say smarten up. If this is somebody else that you're dealing with and you already know that you have smartened up, but you're maybe feeling or worried that you might intuitively be breaking somebody else's heart, or this person may be younger than you that you are potentially having to deal with, and you're a little bit worried, don't be. There are certain times when our heart is crying out, when we've done so much feeling, that we have to put our analytical self to work. We have to put one foot in the front of the other and just keep moving forward in that sort of aspect or regard. Okay? Now, up in third eye, we have the Empress reversed. Okay, so we've got some situations here that are definitely blocking us, Gemini. We are unable to move forward, even though it looks to me as though you have your mind made up to move forward. But I think that now the action is required. Empress reversed is say, okay, this is the card of manifestation. This is the card of of things coming to life, things coming to bear fruit in our life, to manifest. But it's impossible for the Empress to do her work unless you act upon what you know you have to do. You know you got to do it. Your friends are telling you got to do it. Your heart might be saying, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. But the Empress is saying that action is required. You've got the understanding. You've got the knowledge. You know what the outcome is going to be. So it's almost like it's like a procrastinational type energy. You're unwilling to do it. And I mean, it's not, I know it's never easy, right? There's a lot of fear sometimes that we're really needing to cut through. We really need to sort of say, all right, I'm not going to let this fear have power over me. I'm not going to be too worried that whatever the outcome may be, that I'll turn around, in 5 or 6 weeks and be feeling a lot of regret. Okay? That sort of thing. So when we see Empress reversed as well, it is also telling you that your feeling your feelings and your your sense of being, where you are at on the inside is a direct reflection of what's happening in your outside world. So maybe you just feel like you're stumbling sort of day to day, and you're feeling up one day, down the next, happy when so and so is there, and then kind of a little bit depressed when so and so is not around. It's time to check in with your own feelings. Are you being super reactive and subjected to the outside energies influencing you? Or is there work that you can do on the inside to nullify whatever it is that's coming in at you as moot, or as water off the proverbial duck's back, so to speak? It's almost like we're dealing with really sensitive type energies, and the call to alleviate this level of sensitivity, because the outpouring of energy, emotion, resources, everything across the board has been so strong. And you know this, Gemini. You know it to be true. Okay? That's the thing. All right, let's see what's coming in from Source. We've got Two of Wands. Excellent, way to go, guys. So what it's saying here is that, and especially when we see it like this, right? It's like some of you may just need to really practice whatever it is that you need to do in little steps, okay? Catch yourself before you take the big fall. If you're in a position where you start thinking, reminiscing, or worried about a situation or somebody not being around, before you start crying, before you get all emotional, you're going to first do this work to check in with your mind and say, okay, well, human emotion is a direct mental process. Scientifically, they say it is. Anyways, for those of you, I know that, our heart is very important. We need to cater to our heart. But if things are not going our way, and if all we're doing is grieving a situation, we're going to be doing the baby steps that it takes to be like, I'm going to catch myself before I get too emotional. And we're going to check in with our mental, with our mind. Is there something we can do? Can we go for a jog? Can we go shoot some hoops? Can we go paint a picture? What can we do in order so we don't just maybe hit the rocky road and pull the bed sheets up over our head and say, okay, well, to hell with another day without so-and-so calling or even giving me the time of day, before we go down that road, sort of thing. Two of Wands is good manifesting energy. So the Empress is saying you need to take action, and the Two of Wands is saying how to do that is to do it by taking the baby steps. Catch yourself in cyclical emotional activities. So maybe you have a certain trigger. You see a photo of something or somebody that makes you think of that, which makes you feel this. So let's stop before we start feeling this when we thought of that. Now let's redirect our energies. Two of Wands is all about redirecting energy, okay? So that's good to see that there. I'm really confident that a lot of you guys, whatever it is that's got you shaken up, that you're dealing with. And this card too, I gotta say, this is good energy. A lot of you guys are going to get through this, whatever it is that you're working on. You just have to sort of make a plan, put it in action, be regimented, be disciplined, and stick to it. That's all these cards are really like saying to the majority of you, I feel. And you know what, Gemini? It's kind of like you guys are bouncing around the room a little bit. There's a lot going on. There are a lot of people coming in and out of your life right now. There's no doubt about it. Okay, just a quick oracle card. Not quick. We'll take our time with it because you guys have number 4. And this card is called Spirit of Place. And this is a very beautiful card. Looks like we have like a geisha. I hope you can all see that. It looks like we have a geisha here, and she's got like some maple leaves, and then it's autumn, and she's doing a lot of reflecting. She's this butterfly on her makeup, or she knows where she's been. She's not too sure where she's want to go. She's maybe obsessing a little bit over this one leaf that's still attached, while these other ones have like already blown off, right? But let's look to the guide for these oracle cards as we normally do and see what number 4, Spirit of Place, is saying. I quote, "Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the Spirit of Place card arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your question is the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than longing for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answers you've been seeking. Your greatest power is in your authenticity. So yeah, it's basically stated everything we've gone through as we've worked through these cards, right? It's so funny to think. It's like, you need to get control over your control issues. Well, that doesn't make sense. It's oxymoron, right? How do you control having control issues? And the way you're doing it is just kind of like these simple shifts that we were talking about in this beautiful Two of Wands energy, right? We're going to be looking at a situation where we know what it is that we have to do. Why are we feeling stuck? We're really kind of questioning ourselves. We're really kind of entering into a place of like, what are our truest beliefs? What are our major life goals? And why are we getting stuck in the short-term cycles when there are longer-term goals to be achieved here, right? When we see Nine of Wands going into Ace of Wands, Wands, Nine of Swords going into Ace of Swords, all we get the feeling here is that we need to really have that Ten of Swords upright in that Phoenix rising type energies, but this is right around the corner. It's almost like Source is saying, like, it wants you to have this fresh beginning, but it wants you to take an action on letting go. All right, Gemini, crazy tough cards, but I do see you guys being victorious in this situation. I hope this reading resonated with a lot of you. Know that I love you, and we'll see you next time.